So you really like taking pictures and posting them on social media, huh? Okay, I feel you. So that's why in this video I will be sharing 5 beginners photo editing tips which is going to stop you from ruining your own photos. So what do you say? Let's get it rolling. Salam my friends, welcome to a brand new video here on my YouTube channel Nimul TV. My name is Nima and here on my YouTube channel Nimul TV I post lots of video editing, photo editing, drone shooting. What else do we have? Unboxing, tech reviews, vlogs, and a whole bunch of other cool stuffs that I'm sure you're gonna love them. So if this is your first time watching my videos, make sure to subscribe and turn that bell notification on. And by the way, are you following me on my Instagram? So the photo editing software that I use both on my phone or on my Windows, or even if you are using a Mac, is Adobe Lightroom. So if I'm using on my phone, Adobe Lightroom Mobile. If I'm working on my laptop, I use Adobe Lightroom. So even if you're using any other type of photo editing software or app on your phone, the settings are almost the same. And the mobile version of Adobe Lightroom and the version that we have on my Windows are literally identical. The menus on this version are on the right column. On the phone, you can find them on the ribbon at the bottom of the app. So even the orders, everything is the same. All right, so tip number 1. Let's say you have an underexposed photo. Underexposed photos are the photos that you didn't have enough light exposure when you were taking that photo. So the wrong way of doing it is actually going to editing section and just straight increase your exposure. All right, you might think that this looks good, but if you notice, I'm losing details of my sky over here, because if you just increase your exposure, this is going to increase the brightness of all of the colors which exist in your photo, which is going to result in losing details, which you don't want to happen, okay? So don't get started for fixing the exposure by increasing the exposure itself. Instead, use the shadows, okay? Go to shadows section and start increasing it, okay? First, you can just increase it all the way to the end and see how it changes. You see, when I increase the shadows, I'm not losing the details of my sky. So guys, please don't use the exposure for correcting your underexposed photos. Instead, use the shadows, okay? And if you feel like shadows are not enough correction for adjusting the brightness, work with your blacks. And also you can make some adjustments using your highlights depending on your photo. But usually I don't change the highlights. So why? Because I'm also going to start losing details. And the same with this photo. So you see this over here? I also have the same issue. You see, the background is super good. The front, we are underexposed, okay? That's because we were standing in shadow, okay? No, not enough lighting. I'm gonna do the same. I'm going to increase the shadows. You see, the details are going to show up. But if I increase the exposure, I'm going to start losing the details of the background. So don't do it. Tip number 2 is related to adjusting your white balance. What do I mean by adjusting your white balance? It means you need to make sure the stuff that are colored white in reality are looking also white in the photo, which is relatively going to fix other colors as well. And the photo that I'm going to be working on the white balance is this one. I took it in Colorado. Come on, the clouds needs to be white. The sky has to be kind of blue, but it's kind of yellowish, which is because of the fire which was going on over there. And I'm going to make the white balance adjustment over here. In order to do this, you go to your editing section, this one, you scroll down until you get to your white balance section. You have 2 choices. Either do it the lazy way, which is just using this picker and just clicking on a part of the photo that you think it should be white. If you want to do it the pro way, you have to adjust the temperature and tint manually, and these 2 have to be adjusted at the same time. So you cannot just increase the temperature or just the tint. In order to adjust the white balance, these 2 has to be adjusted together. Let me click on it. I think over here, this has to be white because the clouds are white. So I just click over here and you see it makes a type of adjustments. So it makes the clouds white, but I need to make some adjustment. This is too white, so I'm losing the color of the river and everything. So I just bring it back until it looks more normal. Okay, this is good. Let me just adjust the tint. Okay, this is a little bit better, but you can still make some adjustments. So I will put this over here to make sure the clouds are white, and the tint, I would just drop it over here. Okay, this looks nice. Let's just make a comparison. So if I revert this back to its original, this is how it was, and this is how we made the correction using the white balance setting. So make sure the white balance is adjusted. Tip number 3 that I have for you guys in order to stop you from ruining your photos is, guys, stop using saturation in order to make your colors pop out. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Why? Because it increases the intensity of all of the colors that are existing in your photo. Let's take this photo for example. If I want to make the colors pop out, this picture of me already looks good. I'm kidding. So if I want to make the colors pop out and I go with the increasing the saturation, it's just going to make the saturation of all of the colors look really bad. You see my skin tone? I'm literally going red, okay? So instead of this, use the Vibrance, okay? What is the difference between Vibrance and saturation? Vibrance increases the intensity of the colors which have low intensity. So use Vibrance over saturation. So if I increase the Vibrance, you see my skin tone remains the same. At the same time, the color of trees and this blue of the sky is getting more intensity. So guys, use Vibrance instead of saturation. Let's get to tip number 4 for stopping you from ruining your photos. You don't want to increase the saturation or Vibrance, but you want the intensity of a specific color be different. You want some colors to pop out, or you want the intensity of a specific color to be different from the others, okay? That's when you have to use color mixers. Sometimes you don't need to increase the Vibrance. Let's say I want the red pinkish of the drink to stand out, okay? The way that this works is we are going to use the color mix, okay? You just scroll down from your edit menu to color mix, okay? And easiest way of doing it, use this picker and just click on the color, which is this one, and then it's going to be automatically selected. And then I want to change this to, let's say, red. So I use the hue, I make it a little bit red, and then I increase the saturation to increase the intensity. So you see, this way, the watermelon and the drink are standing out, okay, in comparison to the way that they used to be, okay? So I can keep going with increasing this, and it's just going to increase the redness of the color, but at the same time, because I have some red on the table, it's going to increase the red color over there as well. That's why we use masks and we just move to softwares like Photoshop, because we have more control. Most people might increase the saturation or the Vibrance, but that's not the right way of doing it, because you just want the color red to stand out. You don't want the green, you don't want the blue, you don't want those colors to stand out. So use the color mixer to make specific colors stand out. And the last tip that I'm going to have for you guys from stopping you from ruining your photos before posting them on social media. Guys, let's say you have a very boring, a flat, a picture which you like, but there's nothing cool about the photo, let's say, okay? Or you want the photo to look super cool without doing anything, okay? That's when you change the texture and clarity of your photo, okay? Let's say I have this photo, which I love it, by the way, it's not boring at all. Just select your photo and make sure to take care of the previous 4 tips before we get to this step. And you scroll all the way down from your edit menu until you find under effects, you find the texture and clarity, okay? First, just increase the clarity, like halfway through. Like over here, you see the picture gets darker, okay? That's why I'm telling you, go halfway first, because sometimes you just want to do like 1/4, okay? And then get to your texture. We want the texture to pop out to make this photo look super cool, okay? Start increasing your texture until you feel like, damn, this is looking nice, okay? I'm just going to do it. You see the sharpness, everything is increasing, the contrast, and damn, bro, this is so cool. Now you can make some adjustments with your clarity, and I'm just going to increase it Oh bro, this is so cool. And if you feel by increasing your clarity, the picture is getting darker, no worries. Go back to your light setting and increase your shadows. You see? The darkness is gone. And this way the picture is going to really look, believe me, better than how it was. So if I make a comparison, this is how it was. Boring, cool. Boring, cool. Boring, cool. You see, that's the difference. Let's make the difference, guys. Let's make the difference. You're putting the time and effort. Let's just do something good about it. And since you guys have been watching all of the 5 tips, I have a bonus tip for you, okay? But don't tell anyone. Make sure you know where you are going to use this picture at or for, okay? Are you posting this on Instagram as a post? Are you posting this as a story? What is the purpose of this photo? Are you going to be printing this photo, okay? I'm just gonna make it super simple. We are talking about the way you crop your photos, okay? You want to have the framing adjusted for the purpose of the photo. You have the crop section over here. Just click on it. Let's say I want to post this as my feed, the post, okay? I wanna do 1 by 1. Just go to aspect ratio and choose 1 by 1 and make some adjustment. Which part of the photo you want to be included. Let's say I want to do it like this, or I want the peer to be in the photo, so I do like this, okay? So make sure you make the right adjustments. If I want to post this as my story, which the aspect ratio is 16 by 9, over here I choose 16 by 9, but not this way, the other way. So I click on this and then I make my fine adjustments. Okay, this looks nicer. So yeah guys, these were my 5 tips plus a bonus tip for stopping you, some of you, no offense, from ruining the photos that you take. You put the effort, you capture the moment, and when you want to display your masterpiece, you just ruin it. So make sure you consider these 5 tips before posting them, okay, before publishing them. And at any point, if you had any comments, any suggestions, any issues while doing this, make sure to drop a comment below this video and I'll get back to you ASAP. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification if you haven't already. And until the next video, please be safe and mukhlas.